Hey guys, Dowsey here and welcome to a tutorial on how to make SethBling's MapLock. Now if you've already seen SethBling's MapLock and you just want to skip straight to the tutorial, in the right hand corner is a annotation which basically says skip to tutorial. So click that and it will take you to the part of the video where the tutorial begins. There's also a timestamp in the description. If you haven't seen SethBling's MapLock and you would like to know what it is and how it works, then please continue watching. So, a couple of days ago, SethBling uploaded a video demonstrating MapLock, and that video will be in an annotation in the top left corner, as well as in the description, because, you know, full credit goes to SethBling. He dreamed up this idea. I just take credit for the tutorial because, you know, SethBling decided not to make a tutorial for whatever reason that was. Anyways, this is how MapLock works. So basically what I'm going to do is I have a key here, and this key is my map. And so I can basically insert this key into the keyhole, and as you'll notice, my door is going to open. And so I can come down here into my key room, my lock room, and I can collect my maps. If you're very observant, you actually notice that I have one extra map. I used to have 4, now I have 5. And that's because I have multiple maps in that dispenser which are all the same, and they are basically verifying that I have the same map. So now, if I was to, you know, throw in a different map, let's say this map here, you'll notice what happens is I actually get a false entry, and a light pops up to say false entry, and I can't attempt another, you know, attempt at unlocking this door for another 5 minutes because I have to wait for that map to despawn. So let me just go pick that up. And so the way this works is in 1.3 they added technology, a system which basically stacked similar items, and so now maps stack in 1.4, and that doesn't just mean, you know, let's say this is map 0 and this is map 8. That doesn't mean that map 0s are all stacked together. If, let's say, that top left corner was unexplored like map 8 is, that map would be a different map, and so you basically can have unexplored maps as well count as keys, and, you know, fully explored maps wouldn't be able to unlock the door. The same thing works with item naming. So in 1.4 they added an item naming. So if I was to get this stack of diamonds here and I was to name it something, I don't know, let's say password, because I'm really inventive. And then I was to, you know, put some password diamonds into my dispenser instead of maps. So I'll just keep 4 on me, and I'll chuck 60 of them in there. I can unlock my door in the exact same way. So if I was to throw this password diamond into my slot, you'll notice that my door unlocks, as you kind of would expect it to, which is great. And so the same thing happens if I was to basically throw in normal diamonds. As you can see, normal diamond, password, the normal diamond. If I was to throw that in, just like the maps, my door won't unlock. I'll get a false entry light, which is brilliant. So this is basically the what is it called? Circuitry behind MapLock. It's fairly simple. Looks really complicated, but trust me, follow the tutorial step by step. You have absolutely no problem doing it whatsoever. So let's get into the tutorial. Alrighty guys, on the screen you can see a list of materials that you'll need to actually build this. Really the most resource heavy thing on this list is ice, and you're going to need 2 blocks of it. So you're going to need to get a silk touch pick, or build this in a snow biome if you want this to work. So the first step really is to dig out a 9 wide, 6 long and 4 deep hole. As you can see, 9 wide, 6 long and 4 deep. Basically 3 blocks into the hole and 1 to the left. You want to basically build your block that you're going to have your door on. And then on the other side, you want to come over here and you want to build out 2 parallel to your door, bring it up 1, and then build out 3, like so. You can get rid of those blocks on the side. This is basically going to be a slot that we throw items into, like that. As you can see, it's eye level, so, you know, that's probably a plus. You don't really want to have it at your feet or anything. I'm just going to build the walls on this so that, you know, the item can't fall out. So now what we want to do is we want to basically get some glass out, and we want to basically build it around the 4 sides like so. and I'm only going to build it down so it's too high for now. I'll change that in a second. It just makes building the next 2 bits easier. So then what you want to do is directly underneath where the slot is, you want to build, put some ice, and in front of that you want to put some more ice, and then at the end of that you want to put a dispenser. At the end of the ice you also want to place a pressure plate. Then you want to get a slab out of your choice, and you just want to place it so that it is basically halfway on the dispenser like that. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to get your glass, you're going to bring it down, and you're going to, you know, close off these 2 sides here so that the items can't fall out. Then on top of this pressure plate you want to place a block, delete the glass above of it, and connecting to the block and the glass you want to put a fence. So you'll actually notice that the fence only connects to the glass. That is kind of essential for this. You want blocks around the fence that don't connect to the fence, essentially, except for this block material, building material. On top of that, you want to put some redstone. So now, to the left of this pressure plate, you want to place 2 redstone, bring it in one, and then place a repeater down, some redstone at the end of the repeater, and then a repeater going into the dispenser, like so. Then you want to get your building material, and you want to bring it out 3, and then in 1, like so. You want to get some redstone, you want to layer that, you want to then put a block at the end of this, basically closing off the line, and then you want to have a repeater going into that block. 2 blocks underneath, you want to place another block and some redstone on top of that. Then you just basically connect that redstone to this path here. Then what you want to do is at the end of this line, you want to place a redstone torch. Then you want to create another line using your material block, which is 4 long. Connecting to this torch, you want to place some redstone. The redstone should turn on. Then what you want to do is you want to get 2 repeaters, and you want to set them to the 4 tick delay. Get some more redstone and then connect it up to your pressure plate like so. Place a torch on the end of your path, and you've actually completed step 1 of the tutorial, which is to create the map detecting system. But obviously we want this to open a door, and it's not going to do so right now, so what we need to do is create a T flip-flop. Creating a T flip-flop is actually really easy, but the first step is to dig out some more dirt. So essentially on the edge of this glass wall we want to dig out the rest of the dirt, just 1 deep, and once we've done that we want to get some redstone out, and we want to dig out this block here, place the redstone underneath the torch and bring it out 2, and then bring it out to the right 1 more. Then you want to dig down 2 blocks at the end of this, and then, you know, dig out the rest of these 2 blocks coming alongside. Again on the left as well, you want to get rid of this top block, which is basically connecting to the redstone, and then dig out the 2 blocks underneath the redstone path. So you should just have 2 blocks floating, and on top of those should be the redstone. Then what you want to do is I want to switch inventories, and I want to basically place a redstone torch underneath the right hand side, but I want to dig out down 1 so you know it's not powering the redstone on top. Then I want to get a block, and I want to place it on top of the redstone torch. Then I want to get 2 non-sticky pistons and place them facing inwards towards the block. I want to get some redstone torches, and I want to place them on the ends of the redstone path. So that is essentially the T flip-flop created. And so now what we want to do is we want to place some redstone on adjacent to where the block and the redstone torch is. Just want to place some redstone dust there, and it should turn on like so. I want to dig out the block, which, you know, is next to this redstone dust, and we want to place a redstone torch on top of it. Then with our building material, we're just going to place a place that on top of the torch, place some dust next to that, and then get some dust or your building material and connect it to that block so you know it's 1 up. Place a torch on top of that, another block, and another torch, and that will actually hook up to our door. And so now what's going to happen is you know, when the device works, after we place this pressure plate on top of the fence, basically when the item drops down and it's the right item, that's going to flip the T flip-flop, and the door will open, and then, you know, it'll shut after, you know, we press the button, which we're now going to create. So the button is also very simple. What we want to do is we just want to basically build the button to the right of the door, you know, on this side of the door, and so this is going to be the edge of your house essentially, or the room that you're building this for. And we're just going to place the button down like so. Boom, I'll open the door and shut the door. Directly underneath the button we want to place some redstone, so we're going to have to build a path or put a block down there so that the redstone can actually be underneath the block. That's going to turn the redstone on when you press the button. Then what you want to do is you just want to create a little stairwell going downwards, so that the redstone is linking up like so. There we go, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get redstone, bring it in one, and we're going to get 2 redstone repeaters, and we're going to place them down and set them both to a 2-tip delay. So that is now the button and the tip flip-flop created. Now I'm sure a couple of you are going to make the false light indicator. It's not essential to the device, but I think it's a nice feature. So we're basically going to replace that middle iron block there, or whatever you've used. It's all up to you. And you're just going to put a redstone lamp in its place, like so. And then what we're going to do is, to the right of this pressure plate, we're going to get some dust, and then we're going to get a block like so, and place a torch on top of it. Then we're going to do the same thing, another block on top of that, and another torch. And then when you build your wall for this, that torch is going to be powering this block, which will power that lamp in return. So now you've actually completed the build. It's actually really simple. It doesn't take too long in creative. Obviously it takes quite longer in survival, so bear with it, but it's definitely worth it. So I say we get some password diamonds out, because they're my favorite, and fill this dispenser up with them. So there's the password diamonds. Let's get a couple out, and let's test to make sure this thing works. Get a diamond, we're going to chuck it in, it's going to fall down, the door opens, and we can come inside. Well, if there was a floor we could come inside. We could then get our diamond back. Now I actually remove this path here, and that sometimes causes some troubles. Sometimes you get a couple of false entries actually, still letting people in because the identifier block goes off track. So I get rid of it, and then I pay the consequences like 1 out of 20 times. Obviously if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can get the diamond back or the map back another way, but you want to get the item back every single time, because otherwise anyone's going to be able to get into your house, and then the button shuts the door like so. Anyways guys, I've been xDowsey. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Obviously, if you want a tutorial, leave that in the comments section, and if I think it's a great idea, I will make a tutorial of it. I've been xDowsey. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.